Let's get started. Aditi, go ahead, honey.
Let me just share my screen.
Your video first so that we can see you.
Okay.
There you go, Aditi.
Let me just present it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my cybersecurity presentation. Firstly, I'm Aditi. I'm going to be a sophomore at North Creek High School, and I like to play badminton, sing, and do robotics. Those are a couple of my hobbies. So my topic that I researched about was ransomware attacks in the healthcare industry. So just my project goals were, well, I had three main goals. One was just to learn about cybersecurity and kind of deepen my interest in the topic, since I didn't know much about that beforehand, but now I know kind of like the basics and just learned a lot through this program. Another one of my goals was to just learn how to write a research paper and just research in general. So I had written previous essays like in school, but never one that's solely focused on research itself. And lastly, I wanted to bring awareness to the topic of ransomware attacks and its impact in the health sector, because it's like a very big problem when it impacts a hospital, because a hospital is already taking care of so many people. But then when it's under attack, cyber attack, then it kind of can't provide that care for its patients. So the process of the whole process of my paper was, first I chose a topic to research and discuss that with my parents, but also Dr. Sarda, and kind of just got his inputs on it and other people's inputs on it. Then I made a rough outline with what I would include in my paper and how I would order my sections. Then the second step was just researching about the basics of the topic, so such as what ransomware is, what steps do cyber criminals take in order to attack their victims with it, or infect the victims' computers with it, and then how it can be how to deal with a ransomware attack. Then I started reading about specific cases of ransomware attacks against hospitals. So there was the Common Spirit attack, or like the Brno University in the Czech Republic. So I wrote about those attacks and just how different hospitals dealt with the problem. The fourth step was just tying my topic to Bitcoin and AI. So for Bitcoin, I wrote about how cyber criminals ask for payment in order to kind of give access to their victims of the data again through Bitcoin. So instead of like cash or maybe like bank transactions, they ask for Bitcoin, since it's it provides a lot more anonymity. Okay. It's more anonymous. And then for AI, I talked about how AI can be used to prevent these attacks or know about them beforehand, so such as security systems. Then my fifth step was just adding images to visually represent ideas in my topic, and then cite my sources, so in-text citations and all my major referencing. Then I also kind of made sure that all the sections flow well together. And lastly, I implemented any feedback I received from Dr. Sarda, from Professor Virgil, or just my parents. So concepts I learned in this program was definitely like the basics of cybersecurity and how it affects people in the world. And then different attacks that happened in the past, such as the Stuxnet attack or the PlayStation Network outage. Then I learned about like different cybersecurity concepts such as Tor network, vulnerabilities, DDoS, and also about how hardware and software components are kind of play a role in cyber attacks and cryptography. So the results of my paper were, so it was kind of like the recommendation I gave to my readers about how to prevent ransomware attacks or how to deal with one while under attack. So like the steps that hospitals can take or anyone reading can take in order to make sure that the impact of the attack is like as little as possible, or how they can make sure that the attack just doesn't happen. And then my experience in the program. So one of my main goals was to learn about cybersecurity, which I definitely did under Dr. Sarda's teachings. And then also he was just a great mentor and a great teacher. He answered all of my questions and just taught like a lot of topics. Ms. Smitha was a great class coordinator as well, and she answered all of my questions as well, because I had a lot of questions just about like timings or just about the paper in general. And then I also want to thank Coach Joe for teaching me how to write a research paper, but then also answering any of my questions, and Professor Virgil for giving me feedback on the paper. So it was like the whole team was great and helped me a lot through the couple of weeks or through the last month. And yeah, so any questions?
Hey, wonderful presentation, Aditi. Do you have any code that you would like to share? Anyone, please, if you wrote a code, I'm sorry if I didn't share that in my presentation. You're free to share your work here.
Well, I didn't write any code. I just have my paper.
No problem. Yeah, wonderful. Dr. Prasad, your thoughts about Aditi and her project, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I think she has done a good work. I have gone through her paper as well, and it feels like she has put a good amount of effort so that it could be readily available to anyone who is really interested to learn about ransomware attack in healthcare. So I really appreciate the effort what Aditi has put, and the paper has also turned out. Paper is in good shape. So thanks a lot, Aditi.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.